evening everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Senor Art. I do art sometimes, mostly talk about buttons. My name is Kat, I'm very happy to have you all here. It's October, and it's the week of Halloween, so you might as well dress up. Or as adults do, we do onesies. Or I borrow them, because that's what I did, is I borrowed this one, because I didn't have a Pokemon one. Don't know why, but my friend did. And they were nice enough to let me borrow their cute little Pikachu costume. So it's Halloween. I love Halloween. I love everything about it. Speaking of Halloween, I'm a little behind on Inktober. So if you're doing Inktober and are behind yourself, why don't we just hang out together and we'll work on getting caught up again? Because I'm really behind. I think I'm behind like 4 days because I haven't done today either. So technically that would be 4 days. I haven't done it since last Friday. This is the last week. I should try to catch up so that way I can end on a good note. I can't believe that we're almost done. We're looking into November. Like it's crazy. Just crazy. I don't know what we're gonna do, but anyways. Happy Halloween. I hope you're enjoying your favorite candy. I hope that you're enjoying your favorite movies. I really want to watch Zombieland so bad. I'm gonna have to see if I can rent it and watch Zombieland. I was looking for you. There's my palette knife. Let's set that off to the side. So what I did is I went ahead and did a couple of my prompts, and then as soon as I get those prompts done, I will just continue on and start drawing. We'll see how long I can hold up the Pikachu under studio lights because I might get a little warm. So, but I hope you guys are doing really well. Let me see if I can get the big chat. Hello, Catchu. I choose you. Thank you. Pika Pika. Or Pika Meow. Oh, I should have changed that. I should have changed my moves to Pika Meow, but that's okay. It's kind of hard to say. So on Friday, my prompt was to draw an overgrown ruin. So that's what we have here. The day before that was my Lost Fairy, which is this beautiful, beautiful illustration here. I'm really happy with this one. I've done waves before in watercolor as little sketches and studies because I love going to the ocean, but I never tried it in ink, and I loved how this turned out. This turned out beautiful. So, in my humble opinion, I really enjoyed the exercise. So I can't seem to get away from circles. They'll just keep reappearing because all I want to do is circle illustrations from now on. I love that it helps me. It breaks up the monotony of doing rectangles because I get bored really easily. So if you ever find yourself having a creative block, try drawing a circle and then drawing your illustration within that circle and see if it helps you kind of change the way you're looking at things. Because I like compositions of circles. So, alrighty, let me pull out a couple pens really quick. Yeah, just pull out these really fast. You caught a Meltan! Sweet. Meltans are always useful. I hope you're doing well, Math Sister. I hope you're having a good afternoon. Evening. Sorry, it's evening. My time is... I don't know what time it is. Hello, Newton. One of my kitties is coming in. Hello, Nunut. Oops. I did this really quick. So I'm a huge fan of Studio Ghibli, and my ultimate favorite of the movies that I've seen thus far, because I still haven't seen a couple of them, and I'm ready to admit that, is Howl's Moving Castle. I highly recommend the book too, although the book is a little bit different than the movie. So the prompt on last Friday that I obviously didn't do because here I am doing it now was Overgrown ruins, and I played around with a couple ideas and I just couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do. And so I ended up looking up, like when I was looking for Overgrown ruins, there was an illustrator that took iconic like pop figures, so like Bender from Futurama and the Pac-Man head, and made illustrations of them as if they were realistic like ruins out in the wild, so to speak. And I was like, oh man, that's a really great idea. So I took the idea and I ran with it, and I was like, what would have happened if Hal's moving castle finally stopped moving around, stopped flying? What would it look like? What would I want it to look like? So this is kind of like where I'm headed with this particular one. Hello, Ginger! So we have you on in the background because we're going to go hunting for Pokemon. Nice ones. I know, Ginger. Thank you for letting me borrow. It's very cute. I appreciate it. So, anyway, so what I was thinking of is that I wanted to do Hal's Moving Castle. And I love the castle. I've always been super intimidated to draw the castle because it's got so many beautiful, intricate moving parts. But I was like, I can draw ruins. And like when I thought about it that way, it suddenly became less intimidating to me. So I went ahead and started drawing it, and it was actually more fun than I realized. And I was really enjoying myself. So I picked apart which part of the castle that I liked the most. And I really love this part of the castle because it always looks like a face to me. Like, I love it looks like some weird like bug head with like, or like better yet, a crab. You know how like crabs have like extended eyeballs? You know, they have little stalks with eyes at the end, kind of like a snail. And so I took that design and I was like, what would happen to it if it would just sat forever? And then I thought about, so I'm a huge nerd. It's just gonna come out just real beautifully. I'm a big nerd, but I'm also a huge fan of Critical Role, and no spoilers, but they end up having a tree come out of a house at some point in their adventures on Critical Role. And I love the idea of a tree just erupting out of the middle of a house. So a lot of ruins that I looked up, it was the tree like taking over the ruins. Especially there's some really beautiful like old like Buddhist temples out in the middle of the jungle that have like tree roots growing all over them. But I really like the idea of a tree coming out of a building instead of growing over a building. So I ran with that. And I like vines. Although I hate vines. I have vines in my front yard that I just... one day they will be gone. I'm determined to kill those things. But vines take over everything, and they're really nice, like, overgrown look, too. So that's what I've been working with. I'm a huge nerd, says the woman in the Pikachu onesie. I am a nerd. I'm a nerd geek. Whatever you want to call me is fine. It is, I'm never going to win a popularity contest. It's never going to happen. And that is perfectly fine with me. Because I still like kid movies and... What's really nice though is that this Inktober I really wanted to challenge myself and work really hard on doing more like landscapes, which are not really my thing. And I feel like I have started to feel a little more comfortable. I have lots of tons of room to improve, but I kind of feel that way about a lot of different things that I do in my art. It's been really nice because when I sat down to draw this particular, once I got past like the roadblock of like how to make a ruin and how to make it interesting to myself, and then thinking about like how I always do, is that I was like, well, I don't want to draw a church. I don't want to draw ruins of a temple either. I just want to draw something that I would find fun. It came together so nicely. So, nerd. I am a nerd. I am a nerd. Alright. Do you think I got the name Mathers's by being a popular kid? Yeah, I was never a popular kid. Actually, to be honest, I never wanted to be. To be popular in school, it sounds like a lot of pressure. And that's not really what I'm into. Not really into the whole pressure thing. Hey, Newt. Sorry, it might be making strange noises underneath my desk today. It's kind of getting a little colder here in the Midwest. Colder is a relative term. I realize that places out in the world are much colder than we are right now, but we are starting to transition out of like summer and thinking, like, you can definitely tell that the trees are thinking about winter. The grass is definitely thinking about winter. So, Seven, our sweet, sweet older kitty, doesn't have a thyroid anymore. In case you didn't know, your thyroid really helps heat regulation in kitty cats. And so, there has been a constant like tussle between all the cats about like who gets to sleep where. And so we got them some kitty beds, and so I'm transitioning some of the cat beds into my studio because a lot of the kitty cats sleep in my studio because I have a little space heater down here, but I don't want them fighting. It's like, please don't fight in my studio, please. And so if you hear any weird noises, it's probably a kitty cat like being like, what is this strange thing in the studio? It's finally fall for like 2 weeks, and then it's gonna get super cold. We'll see. I don't know, like Texas and Oklahoma and Colorado, no offense to you, I expect you to get snow at this time of the year because you get snow really late in the year too. But like Texas and Oklahoma already got snow, and I'm just like, and so like I have family back in New Mexico, and they are currently rocking colder temperatures than we are here, and I'm like, so I'm not really complaining about the cold because there are places that shouldn't be cold yet that are really cold right now. I'm just like, oh, what strange thing is this? The weather is confusing. Although I think for Halloween though, I think we're gonna be super cold here. I'm a little concerned about it because I don't know, maybe once I become a parent, I'll understand the need to like drive your kids around in the colds, but I've never understood driving your kids around when it could be icy or snowing or really, really bad weather. I think I would just like do like what my mom did when I was little, which is to make like it wasn't like trick-or-treating, it was more like find all the candy that was hidden in the house kind of thing. It was a lot of fun. But so I might be that grump who like turns off their light really early if I think the weather's gonna be really bad, because I don't want your kids out, and I don't want you driving in it either. I don't think that's very safe. So, although I do have I bought too much candy. So we're gonna be the generous house. There's a snow. Did the snow chance come back? So there was a snow chance last week. We had a little snow symbol on Thursday, and then it changed to rain, but we were still gonna be dropping down into like the low 30s. And I was like, how do you? So that's what I was thinking. I was like, if it's still gonna rain and we're gonna drop down into the 30s, it's just gonna turn into slick snot. So, oh, Thursday's low is now in the 20s. Oh, fun. Last time I checked it was 29. So yeah, I need to winterize my house. I need to go outside and winterize. Yeah, that's a little cold. I would not bundle my kids up to go out trick-or-treating if it's going to be that cold. Although if it waits to be that cold until like early morning and it really wasn't that cold in the evening, might. I mean, they're pretty tough kids. I mean, they'll spend because we spend like a good 6 months out of the year being in pretty cold weather here, I feel like. So the kiddos here are way tougher than I am because I'm just not used to it. And they're standing out waiting for their bus when it's like below 40, and I'm like, that's too cold for me to stand outside. It's like 37's my limit. I can't go outside for long extended periods of time when it's below 37 without just being really mopey about it. I wonder if they're going to either move the time or the day depending on the weather. I doubt it. Honestly, Ginger, I doubt it. The first year that Mather's sister and I moved here, the very first Halloween, we were super excited because we were newlyweds and this was our first Halloween in our house and we were super excited. And it started like snowing, like legit snowing. And for us Texans, because at the time we really were Texans because we just moved from Texas, it was like 6 o'clock. And of course the trick-or-treating had just really got started. So by the time we hit 7 and it was snowing, the snow turned into like snot because it like went from 6 o'clock, it was like warm enough to snow, and then by the time we got past 6 o'clock into 7, it started turning into like a weird rain because it just got to that point, but then the temperature dropped at the same time. I think it was like in the low 40s, and the kids were still coming up the drive, and Jack and I were like, I'm gonna close my door, because you could tell that the roads were getting super icy. But they didn't delay it for any of that, so I really, honestly, I doubt it. Because we were living in Indy at the time, so it was like, wow. Of course, I guess if kids are really determined, they're gonna go after that candy man. So... like I said, I don't have a kid of my own, so I've never been facing with a kid who's been like, I got my costume, I love my costume, I really, really want to go out, I really don't want you to tell me no. Like, so I've never been in that situation, so I don't know the pressure, so... Thank you, Ginger. I appreciate it. Hello, Lumos. Good evening. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you and your kitty are happy. Hope you're staying warm. I know it's been cold in your neck of the woods. Why was the big cat disqualified from the race? Because it was a cheetah. Ah, that's great. Thank you, Lumos. Yeah, I'm doing a scene from Howl's Moving Castle. It might be a little hard to see now that I'm looking at it at my screen. Sorry if it's really fine detail. I'm using a very tiny little pen. But yeah, I'm making ruins from Howl's Moving Castle. I'm behind on Inktober, so I'm using tonight to kind of catch up. So I'll do three tonight. I was looking at the time before I said that. I was like, do I have time to do 3? I think so, because the others are kind of like, made them a little simple, but I didn't want to overthink it because I still want Inktober to be fun. So I was really excited about this one, and I was like, this is a lot of detail. So yeah. Make Toy Story clouds because they make me happy. I was way behind in my Inktober too, so I did well today. Congratulations! I am 4 days behind. I'll probably stay behind tomorrow too, and it's okay. It's fine. We're in the home stretch. Dad joke. I just broke my guitar. It's okay. I won't fret. That was a good guitar joke. Why did the man run around his bed? Because he was trying to catch up on his sleep. Aww, it's not a good way to catch up though. the ghost hunt at the bar for the booze. While many parts of Europe and North America consider a black cat a sign of bad luck, in Britain and Australia, black cats are considered lucky. Oh, come on, Edie, we're moving to London. I know, I think our little black kitty's lucky. I love our little black kitty. She's so sweet. love my black cat too, but sometimes he's a jerk. Cats. It's a cat thing, I think. At first you don't succeed. Skydiving is not for you. Whoop. Oops. Okay. I feel like my hood is slipping back. I think it's because I'm sitting. There we go. That works. My black kitty woke up my ginger kitty last night because he was snoring too loud. Aww. Not gonna lie, I'd live in Hal's dilapidated castle. I would too. I would too. In a heartbeat. got another Inktober done. So that's my Overgrown ruins, and it's Howl's Moving Castle. So you can see all the little details. What is E.T. short for? He's only got little legs. Aw, poor E.T. Okay. Alright. So what I need to do now is I need to move him off to the side. And I get to do my last little ones here. So I had Overgrown Ruins, which I did Howl's Moving Castle for. So let's set this here. Which I'll need to erase the paper, because apparently I smeared my... Do I have an eraser in here? I do. Where are these? I still can't find my pencil. I need to go out and buy new pencils. I don't know what happened to my really nice pencils that I had. I set them down somewhere and I have no idea where they are in the story of my life. Okay, so the next one was a mysterious cultist. I struggled with this one because I was like, I really don't want to draw a cultist. So I was like, how can I make a cultist fun for myself? So I made a raccoon cultist. Figured that was mysterious enough. I don't know his name. I don't know why he's a cultist. I don't even know what he covets. I don't know. It's a raccoon. So I figured that it's a mysterious question all of its own. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, the Howl's Moving Castle made me really happy. Because I've always wanted to draw the castle, but I've always been super intimidating. Drawing it broken down right in my wheelhouse, I can do that. So, alright. So yeah, I've got a couple more to do. So what I'm going to do first, so I don't smear most of this, is I'm going to erase this. Looks like I'm smearing it really good. Let me see if I can find. There we go. One eraser doesn't work. Use another eraser. So I used an HB pencil, which is the same as your number 2 pencil that you will use at your house, home, school, etc. for standardized testing. The thing is that because it's a softer lead, it smears really bad. I'm used to using 4H pencils because it goes on real light and I don't have to worry about smearing it with my hands. But that wasn't possible. I erased it. Now that I have my eraser out, hold on. It's gonna drive me crazy. Please be dry. I'm gonna do that to this really quick so you can erase all that gray. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to set you off to the side. And now I'll go back to my cultist. Bloop. It's a raccoon. Yeah, it's a coon cultist. I don't know why he's a cultist. I figured that would be the mystery of it all. So... Oops, sorry. Made loud noises. I knew a guy who collected candy canes. They were all in mint condition. Oh, yuck, yuck. Candy canes! I really do like candy canes. Slow days are good days. Glad you had a slow day, Lumos. It's always nice to have Mondays to be a smidge slower. Thank you. I think he's his face turned out a little more concerned than I was expecting. I was like, oh, well, wasn't my intent to make him look concerned, but I guess you should be concerned if you are part of a cult of some sort. Is this what happened to Pocahontas' raccoon when it grew up? Maybe. Maybe he couldn't get enough crackers? I don't know. Yes, he became a level 4 shaman. I think there is a D&D cultist, like monster NPC. Not sure how they classify it because I haven't actually looked into it. I just know that when I was looking up mysterious cultist, I got more D&D hits than I did anything else, and I was like, oh, well, I didn't know this was a thing. It cracks me up, though. What was that raccoon's name? I've forgotten. It's been a long time. Don't think Pocahontas is going to turn into a live action movie, though. I think they're going to skip that one. Is it Miko? I used to know the answer. I actually really liked Pocahontas when it came out, but I also didn't, I just viewed it through the eyes of a kid and not through how, I guess, culturally insensitive it was. So, you know, I received a lot of flack. Meow. What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. Oh, yuck, yuck. That one's good. I'll have to remember that one. An investigator. We're at an hour. I don't know if we should add anything to this little guy or if we should just leave him like he is. Like if he should have like a white robe or if I should... I don't know. Just leave him. I like his tail. It's my favorite part. His tail is cute. Leave him as he is. I like his tail too. Good. Okay, well then I'll just leave him as he is. Made him a little more hairy, but I will leave him as he is. Also, we've determined that when Mighty Panda holds my sweetie's phone, he gets shiny Pokemon. Oh, that's nice. I haven't received any shiny Pokemon this month. 0. I usually get 1 per month, but I haven't received any shiny Pokemon at all. Hasn't been my month for Pokemons, so that is all good though. Okay, so the other prompt that I drew beforehand is called, and I'm gonna get this wrong, so I'll type it in. It's Inktober? I may have spelled. I probably am butchering that really bad. Hold on, let me spell it. I know how to spell it. Let me make sure that I put it in there. It's the fear, like an irrational fear of the dark, like a really, not like a little kid irrational fear of the dark, like you cannot stand the dark at all. So What I thought I would do is I have this little candle and I'll make a circle of black. You know how like candles emit light in a circle? Like if you're in a pure pitch black room and you light up a candle, you'll see like little waves of light. Well, I was going to eliminate the little waves of light and then just have it like where you only can see one beam of light and that's it. Like it's not illuminating anything because everything around is so inky and dark. So yes, that is a mouthful, and I have proven over and over again, I'm not really good with the English language. I'm a very shy person to begin with, so to get me to say really big words is very hard for me. But I did look it up. It is an irrational fear of the dark. Like you cannot stand being in a dark room at all. Like you have to have some kind of light going on. And you can't go into dark places. So I kind of like consider it like my brain like associates it with like kind of getting claustrophobic. I would assume that it would feel the same way, like feeling like overwhelmed anxiety type reaction to being in that type of situation of being totally in the dark. I do not have a fear of the dark. I can remember when I was little, I did not like the dark, but I think that's pretty normal for little kids because I think it's like an instinctual thing to kind of like protect yourself. So I have always, I can remember like as a little kid, I trying to get over that because I was like, I just got to a point where I was like, I'm a big kid, I can figure this out. And I do remember spending some nights like just sitting alone in my room in the dark, like just trying to get over that irrational fear of like wanting to jump into bed and hide underneath the covers because I was like, I'm a big kid. I should not be afraid of the dark like that. It's an irrational fear. Man, I would do everything in the dark if I could. I hated bright lights when I woke up in the morning, and if I turn on the bathroom lights, growing up they would burn the heat of 1,000 suns, so I showered in the dark. Aww. See, I like light. I actually don't like being in the dark. I think it's because I'm nearsighted. And being nearsighted has made me hyper aware of like my ability to see and how I don't ever want to take that for granted. Because when I wake up in the morning, I have a hard time seeing to begin with. So I end up having to use all my other senses to help me get around until I can find my glasses. Because sometimes I wake up and my glasses have grown legs and walked across the room. So I actually don't like the dark that much. To sleep, yes, but when I wake up, I'm ready to see the light. I'm ready to see the sun. I'm ready for it not to be dark. Okay, so I'm gonna do for inky dark blackness. Use. Make loud noises, but my ink is hiding in here. Blop. Sorry for those of you that are wearing headphones. I've realized that it's very hard for me to draw phobias, because phobias are, it's hard to like explain the phobia. So I'm hoping that like it's been unique trying to be like sitting there going, how would I explain that you have fear of the dark? I was like, well, if I was afraid of the dark, I would really want a light source. But being afraid of the dark, that light source would not be enough to make me happy. So that's why I came up with the idea of having a single candle, but like the candle is not illuminating anything. Like it's all just pitch black, because I think that would freak me out. Like Because even with a single candle, your eyes will adjust to that luminosity and actually see things. But if your brain was making an irrational assumption, or was afraid, like, that would also be really hard. So that's why, because I think I've talked about it before, like I watched something about like how they scienced away like ghosts, to simple things as like you assume things that are in your peripheral vision because you don't see them very well. Move this out of the way while I try to open this. But it's weird how the brain works, how your brain tries to rationalize what it sees. All of my ink bottles are really hard to open. I swear I did not let ink dry on it. Well, if I can't do that, I'm gonna have to do the Sharpie method. I just popped my shoulder trying to open this. Hold on. We're gonna just go on a really quick break and let's see if I can open this puppy or find someone who can. So I'm just gonna go for I'm gonna be back in like less than a minute, but I don't want you to have to like watch me struggle a little bit. Hold on, we're gonna go to I'll be right back. I'll be right back, guys, I promise. Owie. That hurt. It hurt to open up ink. Owie. Okay, hold on. Let me put this back. Ow. So that hurt my hand. That hurt a lot more than I thought it was going to. Apparently, I thought that I didn't get any ink on the side, but apparently I just got enough ink on the side that it sealed my ink bottle shut. Like, oh, bummer. So, whew. This will have to be my last illustration of the night though, I think, because I can feel it in my hands, like just trying to open up this ink bottle. I was like, oh, okay, my hands are telling me they're a little tired. Did a lot of drawing today, which is great. Always a good thing. Hello, Lady Boa. We had a really great joke, Lady Boa, that I think you would really like. Let me see if I can find it. Spicy sky raisins are really great. There was a really good joke that I think you would appreciate. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what do you call an alligator in a vest? Don't scroll up. Just see if you can answer. What do you call an alligator in a vest? Because I think you and Wooden Boa would appreciate that joke. investigator. I figured you knew it, but I like that joke. It's a good joke. You're so smart. I guess that would be a joke that a biologist would know. I just stuck my hand in ink. Smear. Oh no. Oh, wait. I always have things to clean. It's a favorite of yours. Good. I thought it was cute. It made me think of you. I'm glad it's a favorite of yours. It certainly made me happy. So I'm playing catch up, Lady Boa, and I'm doing several illustrations at once because I haven't done Inktober since Friday, which is my bad. So right now I'm working on Inktober? Phobia? It's the fear of the dark. And not like a kid fear of the dark, but like you are afraid of the dark. Oh, that's okay. Multitasking is fine. I think we're all multitasking. I think we're just taking this as an opportunity to do some study, what I call study hall. Or general maintenance, as I often write down on my time card. General maintenance. This is how I spent my time today. Hi Ada, how you doing? My favorite little black kitty. Yay for finishing homework! We're watching Looking for Alaska on Hulu. It's actually really good. I didn't know how good it would be since it's not that long of a book, but dang, they have some good filler. I don't know what I don't know the context of Looking for Alaska is. I've never heard of it as a book or as a show. Movie? But I'm glad it's good, and I'm glad you like it. It's a book written by John Green, a young adult lit. Oh yes, you've talked to me about John Green. I haven't read any of his books yet. It's a good book. I devoured that thing. Ah. I like books that you can devour. I think the last book I devoured was by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think I reread it twice because I liked it that much. It's a really good book. Kind of struggle to read these days. I'm trying to get back in the habit, but it's been a while. Wooden boa, so good to see your reptiles. I think I watched their, I really like, speaking of the Green brothers, I watched their history and science channel that they've got going on YouTube. It's really fascinating. They have interesting topics. Sorry, I'm gonna water noises. Just want to make sure I get all the ink out of this brush. And I'm out. Bye, Wooden Boa. Thank you for showing up. You're wonderful as always. Moo meows. You should tell them to choke. Oh yeah, what do you call an alligator in a vest? No, come back. He's gone. He was like a candle in the wind. Poof, he was gone. I won't remember it, but hopefully maybe I'll remember next time. Okay, I know my ink is still wet, but I'm hoping. He also knew the answer. I figured he did. You guys did work at Reptile Land, so I'm assuming that you've heard of that joke before. At least I'm hoping you did. I like the investigator. Ew. Oh, that was a bad one. That was definitely a dad joke. Yuck. Alrighty, okay. It's a little early for me, but I can feel like it from my fingertips all the way down through my wrist into my arm. Like my body's like, you did good today. So I think we did. I think we did really good. Let me pull up my other. I wore a Pikachu onesie, sort of. Mostly it's, you could see my spatch. Pika, Pika. And I did art, so I think that accomplished a lot. Here we go. Scooch. So I'm getting a little closer. I'm not exactly caught up, but I did 3 Inktovers in one sitting. I'm pretty proud of myself. So we did Overgrown Ruins, which was this one right here. So we did a Ghibli-inspired Overgrown Ruins with a house moving castle with cute little flowers and part of the castle that I really liked. So the castle with the little eyeballs like a crab, I think it's really cute, with trees growing out of it. So I really liked this one. And then the next day was a mysterious cultist. So I made a raccoon cultist. I figured that was mysterious enough. And then we did Fear of the Dark, which I still don't know how to say that correctly, but it's a really fascinating fear, because I never really thought about it as beyond like a kid, like a natural response that every kid has to the dark, but it like actually out of. So we made this candle, which isn't reflecting any light off of anything, which would kind of creep me out, to be quite honest. I don't have a fear of the dark, but this would make me a little unhappy. Yeah, so we did all of these, these wonderful little illustrations. I want to thank you guys for having basically like study hall. So I am currently behind today, so tomorrow I'll do 2 more illustrations and then we should be caught up, and then lo and behold, as long as I keep up with all my other illustrations, we'll meet again on Thursday and it'll be the last one. The last Inktober, which is just, oh my gosh, in case you don't have your candy already, Thursday is Halloween. So speaking of that, I will be streaming again tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern like usual. And then on Thursday, because it is Halloween, I will go ahead and stream at 10 o'clock a.m., which I know for my Eastern time friends, that will probably be way too early and during right in the middle of work. That is okay. I just know that later that evening I'll be watching spooky movies and answering the door, so I'm going to do a morning stream, just so that way I can enjoy having a Halloween as well. So yeah, if you want to join me, please join me again tomorrow. Thank you for all of your support. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that heart button. Every single follower really does help me out. It helps out me as a small-time creator here on Twitch, and this makes me really happy to spend this time with you. And if you would like to support me in other ways, Christmas is right around the corner, and if you need holiday gift ideas, be sure to check out my Redbubble store at Senor Art. And and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely evening. I hope it's fun. I hope it's spooky. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Yes. Good nights to everyone. Let me find my ink card so we can do a few more happy special thanks too. So you guys are wonderful. Thank you again for all your support. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are wonderful. And I will see you tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.